I think there is a big gap when it comes to manifestation between the younger generations and the older people. Older people use mostly logic to try to explain things. Younger people, on the other hand, are more direct, and they say, I'm aware that this thing called manifestation exists, and I am going to use it to my advantage. So now, I don't really know how this gap happened. Maybe it is the way the society gave older people some restrictions, and maybe people now are thinking more freely. I guess that's what is happening. However, the information was always there. If, as an example, we read books back from the early if, as an example, we read books as early as the 1900s, the New Thought movement was talking about manifestation and that we can create reality by using our thoughts. And they were talking about the subconscious mind and all those things that we know now and a lot of people are using. So I don't know how it happened and we forgot about those things. And of course, we can go way back. As an example, let's talk about ancient Greece. And I am a Greek, and when I was going to school, I learned about the Greek gods and about the Greek mythology. And I read very interesting sayings of the ancient philosophers. So there was a different way of thinking, which it was much more deeper than it is now. And at the same time, it was, I guess I will call it more open and more creative and more supernatural. Because if you put it in a different word, as an example for the ancient, for the Greek gods, that's a good way to describe it. Things that they were happening with them, they were supernatural. We were trying to put a logical explanation for things that they were unexplainable. So I think if you read about Greek mythology, you will get a different perspective about manifestation and how it applies in today's world. There were beliefs back then that shaped the society, which with today's standards, they are illogical and they don't make sense. So who was right? Was it them or it is us? So where is smoke? I believe it. In most cases, there is also fire. So there is, how shall I call it? There was a conscious effort to constrain our abilities and what we're capable to do. And if you seek deep inside, you will realize that you yourself has a sense of knowing and understanding of a reality and a belief that you can shape your future. So what is probably lacking is the confidence that you can create the things that are important for you. And in order to do that, you have to cut the noise. from people who tells you that you can't. So I was talking about the gap between the younger generation and the older generation. And often I talk to older people who have no idea about possibilities. They never heard about manifestation, and they live life with scarcity and limitation. Sometimes I try to explain to them that there is something more. However, when somebody is not ready to listen, then they are not going to listen. So in that case, I honestly feel it's a waste of time. It is unfortunate that they're not open to change. However, it is what it is. Everybody is making decisions for their own life, and sometimes we just have to accept it. I'm just glad and I feel very lucky that I'm able to see possibilities for myself and for others. And I'm also happy that there are people like me who want and expect more for their life without putting a huge effort and struggle, because it comes down to that. You need to be able to accept, receive, and align with what is meant for you. So that's great.